My whole world got a little chaotic one slow afternoon at the mall. Me and Liam, we've been buds since forever, like two peas in a pod. We just get each other, you know. We're those guys who finish each other's sentences and always seem to crave the same snacks. The mall's been our hangout, a place to escape boredom and waste time. Liam's my wingman, always down for a bad idea and never judges my questionable fashion choices. But lately, things have been different. There's this weird pull between us, an energy that wasn't there before, and that, just friends, line feels blurry. It's got me all twisted up, and I can't even figure out if I'm imagining it. The worst part? I don't know how to talk about it. After browsing through the racks at Urban Threads, it's become our tradition when we hang at the mall, just killing time. Liam always finds something ridiculously loud, and we end up laughing about it. Usually, by the time we're done, the place is pretty empty, the other shoppers long gone. But this one day, man, the air just felt super thick between us. As I follow Liam into the fitting room area, the curtain closes behind us, and bam, it's just us two, the only sound the hum of the store's AC. I'm trying to act casual, but my heart's doing a tap dance while I'm fiddling with the zippers on my backpack. And lately, I keep catching myself checking Liam out, like, really checking him out, thinking things I probably shouldn't think. The more I try to ignore it, the worse it gets. Every time I look at him, it's like a full-body jolt. We're both rummaging through the clothes when Liam looks over, smirk on his face, "Yo, what's been up with you lately? You've been acting weird." I totally freeze, my heart pounding like a drum solo. "Yeah, well I've been tired," I laugh it off while yanking the hoodie over my head, pretty sure my face was as red as that bright orange shirt I was about to try on though. Total giveaway. Liam gives me that look, like, yeah, right, but doesn't push it. That's his thing, he knows when to push and when to let things slide. But today, there was no way to duck whatever was happening between us. I tried super hard to focus on the clothes, avoiding looking at him in the mirrored wall that covers all sides of the room. This tension has been building for weeks, and it felt like something was about to break. Then Liam steps closer, invading my space. "Come on, dude, I know you better than that. What's really going on?" His voice was all soft and teasing, but his eyes were serious, like he's looking straight into my soul. So, my heart's going crazy, and I can't hold it in any longer, especially with him right there, looking at me like that. My mouth feels dry as I try to get the words out. "Look, there's something I've got to tell you, about us," I managed to say, shoving my shaky hands in my pockets. Things feel different lately. I can't explain it, but it's all I think about. The fitting room gets so quiet you could hear a pin drop. Those words are hanging there in the air, and I'm like, did I just mess everything up? Liam's just staring at me, with this look on his face like he's trying to solve a puzzle. Then, plot twist, he reaches out and touches my arm, sending these wild tingles through my body. "Hey," he whispers, "me too." I'm like, wait, did I hear that right? The fitting room suddenly feels tiny, like the walls are closing in. This is actually happening. Liam just said he feels it too. I'm totally frozen, feeling this crazy mix of, oh my god, yes, and holy crap, what now? This is Liam, we're talking about, my partner in crime, and here we are, about to change everything. He moves in closer, and I swear the air between us is electric. I can feel how warm he is, and my heart's doing backflips when his fingers brush my arm again. I'm like, is this real life right now? Next thing I know, Liam's leaning in, super close, his face right there, waiting for me to give him some kind of green light. Time's doing that weird slow-mo thing, and then boom, he kisses me. His lips are so soft, and my brain just shorts out, like poof. All those worries gone. It's just me and Liam, in our own little bubble. But then, reality hits me like a truck. Hello, we're in a freaking fitting room. anyone could walk in. I jumped back, trying to catch my breath, my heart pounding like crazy. Whoa, what are we doing? I stammer, backing up and running my fingers through my hair, totally freaking out. Liam's just standing there with a look I can't quite read. No clue, he says, sounding just as lost as I am, but doesn't it feel kind of right? Does it? My whole body's buzzing like I just chugged 10 energy drinks, but my brain's screaming, danger. This is Liam, my best friend since forever. Cross this line, and there's no going back. It ruins everything. But then, Liam steps up, puts his hand on my shoulder. When I finally look up, his eyes have this super determined look. We're not going to mess anything up, he says, all confident. I've been thinking about this for ages. This isn't some random thing. I want this. Pretty sure you do too. My heart does this little flip, because, yeah, he's right. I do want this. But saying it out loud, that's like jumping off a cliff, blindfolded. All these feelings I've been trying to ignore are bubbling up, and I can't stuff them back down. I'm so lost right now, I whisper. It's like I'm being pulled in two directions. Part of me wants to just go for it, kiss him again, but the other part is freaking out about what happens next. Liam's hand slides down to my wrist, and somehow, that helps me chill a bit. Hey, we don't have to figure everything out right now, he says, super gentle. We can just see where this goes. I swallow hard, still nervous. But what if someone finds out? We'll be super careful, Liam cuts in, looking right at me. Nobody needs to know yet. His words give me this rush of excitement, but they are heavy too. Keeping this a secret feels dangerous, but maybe that's part of what makes it so exciting. Standing there with Liam so close, I can feel his breath. I realize I want to take that chance. Okay, I say, trying to sound chill, but my heart was doing backflips. Liam's face totally lit up, and next thing I knew, I was pulling him close. This kiss was way different from the first one. Like we both knew what we wanted now and weren't scared to go for it. He had his hands on my waist, and I could feel him through my shirt, and honestly, it was like my whole body was buzzing. The fitting room felt super tiny, and I swear the air was electric. But this wasn't just about making out, you know. It was about all our stupid jokes, staying up late playing video games, those looks we give each other across the food court. All that stuff that made us us. Like everything finally clicked into place, and I couldn't believe we hadn't figured it out sooner. But then reality started sneaking back in as we kept kissing. Oh my god, we're in a fitting room. Like, anyone could totally walk in and catch us. My heart was racing like crazy as I pulled back, trying to catch my breath. We've got to stop, I managed to get out, my eyes darting to the door. Someone might. But Liam just gave me this cute little smile and shook his head. Chill, nobody's coming back. The store is practically empty. I wanted to believe him so bad, but my stomach was doing somersaults thinking about getting caught. I stepped back, even though everything in me was screaming to get closer. We can't do this here, I said, trying to sound all grown up about it. Too risky. Liam just looked at me for what felt like forever, then nodded. Yeah, you're right, but this isn't over, right? The way he said it, I knew exactly what he meant. Like, was this just some random thing we'd pretend never happened, or was it something bigger? I didn't have all the answers yet, but I knew one thing for sure, I didn't want it to end here. No, I whispered, looking right at him, it's not over. When Liam smiled, it felt like this huge promise, that we'd figure everything out together. But, not gonna lie, part of me was freaking out, because we were totally diving into something crazy that we couldn't take back. We grabbed our stuff and headed out, and, oh my god, the tension was still so thick you could cut it with a knife. I knew things were going to get way more complicated, but Liam was right. We weren't done. And boy, was he right. I had no clue back then, but things were going to get way more intense than what happened there, because once you cross that line, there's no going back, period. After our fitting room moment, everything went totally sideways. I tried so hard to act normal, you know, just be friends, play it cool like nothing happened. But who was I kidding? Every time I saw Liam, all I could think about was how his lips felt, how his hands grabbed my waist like he just had to hold me. It was like this invisible string kept pulling us together, and no matter how hard I tried to act casual, I just couldn't shake it. The next few days were a total blur of confusion and butterflies. Liam and I barely talked about what went down in the fitting room, but it was like this giant elephant in the room. We still did our usual thing, hanging out, hitting the mall, grabbing food, but there was this crazy new vibe between us. Like we'd catch each other's eye, or our hands would brush, and it was electric. We were totally testing the waters, seeing what we could get away with, but I knew we couldn't keep that up forever. Then came this one Friday afternoon that changed everything. We were just hanging at Liam's place, sprawled out on his bed after the mall. His parents were out for the weekend, so it was just us. Like we'd done this a million times before, watching movies, goofing around, but this time, it was a totally different vibe. I felt it the second I walked in. The air was so thick with tension, I knew something was going to happen. We were halfway through some movie when Liam hits pause, sits up, and turns to me with this super serious look I'd never seen before. "Hey, we've got to talk about what went down," he said, super chill but kind of serious too. My heart did this weird flippy thing, like I knew this chat was coming, but man, was I not ready. "Oh yeah," I mumbled, fidgeting like crazy. "Yes, we do." Liam just went for it. "Look, things have been kind of weird since that fitting room thing, right? I just need to know, is this just some random thing we're going to laugh about later, or is it something real?" OOF. That hit different. I hadn't really let my brain go there yet. All I knew was, I couldn't get him out of my head. That kiss, everything. But like, was it more? Was I ready to go there? I took a deep breath, feeling super nervous. "I honestly don't know," I said, super quiet. My head's all over the place with this. Liam's face got all soft, and he reached over to touch my hand. "Hey, I get it," he said, keeping it low-key. "But like, I need to know if we're vibing the same way here, because if this is just a one-off for you, I've got to know before I catch feelings too hard." That sent my heart racing for real. Was he actually saying he wanted more? I'd been so freaked about messing up our friendship that I hadn't even considered he might feel the same way. "I don't want it to be just a one-time thing," I finally got out, trying to sound cool, even though my heart was going crazy. "But like, I'm kind of lost here. What does this mean for us?" Liam let out this huge breath, like he'd been holding it forever. He gave me this little smile and scooted closer until our knees were touching. "We don't have to figure it all out right now," he said. "Just tell me if you're in this with me." I nodded, and suddenly felt way calmer. "Yeah, I'm in." Just like that, all the weird tension disappeared, replaced by something that felt way better. Liam's face lit up with this cute mischievous look as he leaned in, his hand on my leg. "Sweet," he whispered, super close to my face. Course, I'd been dying to do this all week. Next thing I knew, he was kissing me again, and this time, we both just went for it. His lips were all urgent against mine, like he'd been holding back forever and couldn't take it anymore. I kissed him back, grabbing his neck to pull him closer until we were basically tangled up on the bed. Everything else just kind of disappeared, and it felt like we were in our own little bubble. His hands were everywhere, making my skin feel like it was on fire, and everything was just getting more and more intense. It was like being drunk, but better, and I didn't want it to stop. But then, reality decided to crash the party. My brain started going crazy, like, what were we even doing? What if someone found out? What if this totally messed up everything between us? The panic hit me hard, and I had to pull back. Wait, hold up, we shouldn't, I said, all breathless and shaky. Liam looked at me like I just kicked his puppy. Why not? No one's here but us. That's not the point, I said, messing with my hair. What if someone finds out? What if we mess everything up? He just stared at me for a sec before letting out this big sigh. Look, I know you're freaked. I am too, but we can't just pretend this isn't happening. I'm not pretending, I shot back, getting all worked up. But this could totally wreck everything, Liam. Our friendship, everything. You know how people talk. Liam's jaw got all tight. So, what, you want to just stop? I froze up, caught between what I wanted and what scared me half to death. The truth was, I didn't want to stop. I wanted Liam. I wanted this. But the thought of people finding out was terrifying. I don't know, I barely whispered. The room got super quiet, and my words just hung there between us. Liam looked down, and I couldn't read his face at all. For a second, I thought I'd totally blown it, but then he reached over and put his hand on mine. Listen, he said, all gentle but serious, I don't want to lose you, but I also don't want to spend my life hiding who I am. Look, if this is too much for you, that's totally cool, but I can't keep acting like nothing's going on here, man. Those words hit different. Liam had a point. We couldn't keep running from whatever this thing was between us. But I was super freaked about what might happen. I don't want to lose you either, I said, my voice all shaky. But this is kind of scary, you know. Liam just gave me this super sweet look. Hey, we've got this, he said. Baby steps. Yeah, I nodded, my heart doing backflips. Yeah. Liam's smile made everything feel better, and when he leaned in for a kiss, all that weird tension just melted away. For once, I felt like maybe everything would work out okay. After that night, everything went totally sideways. But like, in a good way. Me and Liam were basically living this double life, and it was both awesome and totally nerve-wracking. When it was just us, everything felt perfect, but then would have to go to that school play, and try to play it super cool. Talk about stressful. Even at 18, that whole high school social scene is still a minefield when you are trying to hide something, right? But here's the thing, we couldn't stop, even if we wanted to. Every time we'd accidentally touch or catch each other's eye, it was like, boom, sparks everywhere. We'd sneak around after school, hanging at his place or mine, and those moments were pure magic, just us being us, no drama, no pressure. We never really sat down and had some big, what are we, talk, but we didn't need to. This wasn't some random thing. This was real. But then, the play drama started up again. It was right before the big opening night, and everyone was super hyped. The backstage area was going crazy, music blasting, people getting ready, the usual. Me and Liam were trying to act normal, but man, the tension was killing us. And then, oh, it happened. We were just doing our thing, changing and stuff, when I got this weird feeling. I looked over at Liam, and that's when I saw Eric. Total blabber, giving us the super weird look. My stomach dropped. He totally knew something was up. I tried to play it cool, but inside, I was freaking out. Like, had we messed up? Did he catch us? Every time I saw him looking our way, I wanted to disappear. That night after the play, I was totally stressed. When I got to Liam's room, he was already losing it, pacing around like crazy. Yo, did you see Eric giving us the eye? Liam asked, all quiet and worried. I shut the door behind me. Yeah, that was weird. You think he's onto us? No clue, Liam said, messing with his hair. But if he is? He didn't finish, but he didn't have to. We both knew, even at 18, high school was still like swimming with sharks, and we were bleeding in the water. One little rumor could mess up everything. Talk about scary. Yo, we've got to watch our back, I said, but honestly, fat chance of that helping now. We'd been super careful already, and look where that got us. Liam was freaking out on his bed, all tense and stuff. What if that jerk starts running his mouth? What if everyone finds out? I could tell he was as scared as I was. This wasn't just our little secret anymore. This was like our whole lives on the line. Everything could change. Our friends, school, how people looked at us. Heavy stuff, right? Look, whatever happens, happens, I said, trying to sound braver than I felt. If he knows something, we'll figure it out together. Liam looked at me like he needed me to mean it. Together, no matter what. I said, sliding next to him. Our shoulders touched, and suddenly, things didn't seem so scary. We had each other's backs, and that's what counted. But man, the next day was a total nightmare. First came the whispers, you know, the kind that make your skin crawl, even when you can't hear what they are saying. By lunchtime, everyone was staring. Liam wasn't around all morning, but I knew he was dealing with the same garbage. Eric must have spilled the tea, because by afternoon, everyone was talking. Then, bam! Right before lunch, there it was. Someone had tagged my locker with this stupid message. It hit me like a truck, just standing there, shaking. My brain going totally blank, while everyone walked by like nothing was wrong. They knew. Somehow, these jerks knew. I was about to bolt and find Liam when I heard this voice behind me, are you going to cry? There's Eric, leaning on the lockers like he owns the place, with this stupid smirk, arms crossed, totally loving the drama he started. Cat's out of the bag, huh? What a tool. My blood was straight up boiling. Like, how did everything go south so fast? I wanted to knock that smug look right off his face, but I knew that would just make everything worse. So I'm just standing there like an idiot, feeling trapped, when suddenly, boom, someone's got my back. Liam's right there beside me, looking mad as hell, but also kind of brave. Done hiding, Liam announced to basically everyone. My heart did this weird flippy thing, like, what was he doing? We were supposed to keep it on the down low. But Liam, he was done playing that game. He wasn't scared anymore, not now, not ever. You should have seen Eric's face. His whole "I'm so cool" act totally fell apart. The hallway got super quiet, but Liam, he was straight up owning it, hand on my shoulder, like, yeah, what about it? Let's bounce, Liam said, pulling me along. I went with him, hearing everyone whispering behind us, but for once, I didn't even care. Maybe this wasn't the smartest move ever, but right then, I felt like I could breathe again. We'd been hiding forever, freaking out about what people would think, but walking with Liam right then, none of that other stuff mattered. We had each other's backs. No more fake stuff. No more lying. We hit the mall doors and stepped out into the cold, and Liam turned to me, his whole vibe changing. His hand was still there on my shoulder, and I felt like my heart was going to explode. Scared, but like, good scared now. Now what? I barely got the words out. Got an idea, come with me, Liam said. I grabbed his hand and followed. After a second, I figured out where we were headed, and I was low-key stoked. The fitting rooms, for real. Liam didn't say anything back, but once we got there, I totally got his plan. He looked right at me for a sec, then spun me around. Classic Liam move. It was wild. Like anyone could have walked in, which made it even better. Quick and dirty, but who cares? Liam gave me this little smile, kind of shy, but sure, we in this together, whatever happens. I nodded, feeling those words hit different. Walking away from the mall together, I knew we weren't out of the woods yet. People were going to talk more, stare more, probably do worse stuff too. But right then, it didn't matter. Liam and I finally stopped running from who we were, and what we meant to each other. Sure, people weren't going to make it easy, but whatever. We had each other, and that was enough. Walking next to Liam, all that weight lifted for a minute, but deep down, I knew this wasn't over. This was just the start. And the real hard stuff was coming.